civil engineers of NUS, plan, design, and create the world around us. Superhighways to connect us. Iconic skyscrapers to define our skyline. Smart systems to sustain us. Coastal infrastructure to protect us from climate change. Join us and experience the journey of discovery. Enjoy the close mentorship from world-class educators. Build a better world for tomorrow. Welcome to NUS, Civil and Environmental Engineering. Be the 21st century leaders who will build a sustainable future for Singapore.
Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to NUS Civil Engineering's e-Open House. I'm Angeline.
And I'm UI.
And we are 4th year civil engineering students.
Thank you for attending this session today, and we hope that this session will help you to answer your questions on NUS Civil Engineering and hopefully to help you make a more informed decision on your university choices. Joining us today, we have our professors. On the right, we have Dr. Chew.
Hi.
And Associate Professor Po.
Hi, hello.
And on our right, we have Prof. Ladan.
Before we start our session, please note that if you have any questions throughout the session, feel free to put them in the chat at the side of the video, and we will try our best to answer them through the course of this session.
So to start our session, we'll be asking our prof some questions. So Prof. Ladan, what is civil engineering and why do you choose civil engineering as your career?
Well, it's a big question, obviously. More than half of the world population lives in the cities, which means that more than half of the world population lives in a built environment. Civil engineering is about built environment, all aspects of built environment, be it the transportation, structures, geotechnical, water resources, etc., etc. But much more than that. We're also very much concerned how does a built environment affect natural environment around us. So we're concerned about impact that we are creating. We're developing new materials. We are concerned about climate change. All aspects of climate change are studied by civil engineers and the structures accordingly designed. I'm a water resources engineer. I live in Singapore for the last 16, 17 years and have been involved in development of some of the very important structures like Marina Reservoir, contributed to PB developing this, Punggol and Serangoon. It's a fantastic place to be professionally and of course personally, and to contribute to help develop this nation further.
Truly sounds like a very interesting form of engineering indeed.
Thanks, Anthony.
So, Prof. Po, why NUS Civil Engineering?
Well, I would say that if you are looking for a fun and fulfilling learning experience during the 4 years of your undergraduate studies, then NUS Civil Engineering is the choice for you. So in NUS, we place a lot of emphasis on having this well-structured curriculum system with the development of this experiential learning experience for the students. And in fact, we are being recognized as one of the leading universities in creating this learning process for the students. So for example, in our curriculum, we will have many open-ended questions and projects where the students are being challenged on their concepts and also being pushed on the thinking process to come up with innovative solutions to solve these practical questions. And through this experiential learning process, many students have actually feedback to us that they find the learning journey to be quite enjoyable, and they have a better understanding of these concepts. They are more confident to solve real engineering problems, so that they will graduate from civil engineering as a very proficient and confident civil engineer.
Thanks, Prof. Po. Yeah, so one attractive point that drew me to NUS Civil Engineering at the very start was the abundant opportunities to apply what I learned in the classroom and see these theories come to life. So let's watch a video on what the exciting curriculum in NUS Civil Engineering has to offer.
So this video illustrated the learning experience we have had throughout our 4 years in the NUS Civil Engineering. We learn so much better when we see our concepts brought to life with all the practical and lab sessions.
But definitely, civil engineering students do not just study in an entire 4 years here. There are many activities out of the curriculum which we have participated in that had definitely enriched our student life. So UI and I were both part of the Civil Engineering Club, or CE Club for short, that organizes exciting activities for our fellow students.
Yes, indeed. As members of CE Club, we plan a range of activities such as freshman orientation camps, civil and environmental engineering day, and welfare pack giveaways for the students at the end of each semester. CE Club also oversees our very own student-initiated overseas community involvement program, Operation Orion, of which Prof. Chiu is the advisor for. So Prof. Chiu, can you tell us more about the project at CE Club?
Oh yes, I've been overseeing C clubs and Operation Orion for the past 20 plus years. Doesn't time flies. Yeah, but before I talk about these two societies, let me say in NUS, especially in civil and environmental engineering, we aim not only to provide young people like you with the excellent professional training like what Prof. have just mentioned, but we'd like to want you to be to provide you with a holistic and wholesome education. And part of it is we want you to have a chance to develop your own leadership potential, to develop the ability to initiate and organize meaningful activities that look into well-being of your classmate and the student body in the campus, to give back to the community that foster you, that grow you, and to show your care and concern to the needy communities surrounding you in the neighboring country, etc. And you know, all this, it can be done with the CE Club and Operation Orion. I should say that the clubs and Orion activity here are purely student initiated. And we in the department and staff are providing role to assist, to help, to foster the development of this kind of leadership qualities. Whole range of activities your wife had mentioned, actually it's endless. It's up to you to think of a meaningful activities that give back to society and help the student body, and it will support you to organize it.
So now we'll watch a video on Project Orion.
Hi, welcome to Operation Orion! Operation Orion is a civil engineering. Operation Orion is a civil engineering initiative that's been in NUS since year 2000. We went for a recce trip just before the actual project 6 months earlier.
Our professors always teach us about how we should try to understand the needs of the society before you actually engineer a product.
They have a shortage of water. They actually built a lot of shallow wells contaminated with arsenic. With Prof.'s help, we actually came up with something called a water catchment area. So we did our calculations to ensure that with the amount of rain every year we are getting, the villagers will have enough water to sustain them through the year itself.
They are able to go towards tourism, break away from the poverty cycle. It is something that is more sustainable and it can really make a difference in the people's lives over there.
My favorite memory was when our material supplier for the water catchment system promised to maintain contact with the people in that village, such that he can continue the water catchment system for other villagers if anyone requires it. It's quite heartwarming to know that you actually made a difference. As a student, I was able to change someone's life.
As we go there, as we help them build their community, in return we also build our own community in ourselves and forge strong friendships.
My greatest takeaway is the people that I have over here. They will be my friends for my whole life. Come join us in engineering!
Our student life were enhanced by all this experience outside the classroom and made our university life a lot more interesting.
Moreover, many of us also had the chance to venture overseas to participate in one of the many overseas programs such as the Student Exchange Program or various summer and winter school programs.
Yes, Angeline. For me, I went to University of British Columbia in Canada, and Angeline went to University of New South Wales in Australia for a semester exchange program. Both of us had so much fun overseas, exploring new culture and exposing ourselves to different learning cultures.
Now let's watch a video on the student exchange program in NUS.
I had the opportunity to go for a student exchange program with NUS. So I went to University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. It was a 6-month program and I had an amazing experience there. I met people from all around the world, made amazing friends, got to travel with them to 6 different states. And apart from just meeting people and traveling, the curriculum there was very interesting. We got to see how projects were done differently in America. We had site visits to stadiums and other public projects. It was really interesting. And I hope that you guys find your amazing experience in your exchange too. And check out these amazing photos. Thank you.
So now you must be thinking, what do I do after I graduate from NUS Civil Engineering? What are some career prospects and career options of a civil engineer in Singapore and beyond Singapore? So Prof. Ladan, what do you think about this?
Well, the opportunities are endless, truly endless for civil and environmental engineering graduates. On one side, if you, for example, prefer to work in the government, then you will have an opportunity to define and to shape policies. Now, this is a very, very important societal question. It's not something that lasts for a short period of time, but it has an impact on the life of our society for many years, decades to come. So this is a truly responsible job, and it can take shape in many different aspects of built environment. If you are, for example, interested in environment and water resources, then this would be one choice, or Ministry of National Development, for example, looking for the issues related to transport, reclamation works, structural works, etc., Building Construction Authority, and many, many opportunities that really shape policies for years to come. So this is one aspect. If you want to work as a consultant, then really it means that you would design structures, you would design objects, again, from a perspective of making sure that these structures do not create adverse impacts on the environment around us, that they are pleasant, they are highly livable, developing livable cities, very, very important aspect. Singapore is a densely populated country with 7,000–8,000 people on average per square kilometer. So clearly the way in which we develop our built environment has to be designed in a way that this remains a very pleasant place to live. And this is a job of designers. If you're interested in being a developer, then you're really building something. You are developing, you're working, you're making sure that the structures are developed efficiently based on the latest technology like BIM, Building Information Management Systems, which actually relies on artificial intelligence and the latest technology. So as a developer, you're really doing stuff, you're building stuff, which is great. Now, finally, if you are interested in computing, our whole profession is moving to something called digital twinning. We're developing digital twins. We're creating, if you will, digital maquettes and models of real world. That calls for completely new set of engineers that will deal with latest in computing, latest in machine learning and artificial intelligence. That is an opportunity to digitize the world around us and transform the entire industry. So there are various aspects, various opportunities that civil and environmental engineers have ahead of them. But really, one thing is perhaps most important and relevant for all of them. This is the profession that will help continue to develop Singapore. And if you want to continue contributing to the development of your country, of your neighborhood, helping your friends and family, continue developing this nation, this is a profession that will leave a long-lasting impact. You will turn around and you will say, wow, I have helped develop this. And this is something to be truly proud of. If you can have your heart and mind behind this, it would be really a profession to be truly proud of.
Thank you, Prof. Adan. So now we'll show a video on built environments.
The built environment is really what you see around you. It's both a work of art, a work of science, as well as a work of nation building.
For many of us, we grew up with Singapore. We see the transformation of our own life and how the built environment actually influences us.
The whole of the Marina Bay has developed today into not just pure building, but a place whereby people gather, work and play. Today, we build the building virtually before we build them physically.
BIM, which is Building Information Modeling, is three-dimensional modeling with embedded intelligence. You literally could walk through the building if you want to.
Design for manufacturing, design for assembly. And when you put the two things together, it's called design for manufacturing and assembly.
The building is divided into smaller units, and these modules will be prefabricated off-site in a controlled factory environment. Once the modules are completed, they will be transported to our site for installation in a Lego-like manner.
Sustainability is a pretty big word. It's actually a balanced approach to meet people's needs, the environmental concerns, and also to make business sense.
Contemporary Singapore is a good example of how the city can be built with sustainable design, with buildings that are energy efficient and buildings that are considerate towards the environment as well.
For the quality of the people required today, they have to have passion in this industry.
Passionate people will be more confident.
Women shouldn't be afraid of stepping out of their comfort zone.
Creativity is needed.
And the sky's the limit.
So since now we have some time left, we'll be asking the profs of some questions from the chat. So first question will be for Prof. Po. So may I ask what makes civil engineering in NUS special?
Well, I think in NUS, we focus on the training of our students to be future engineer leaders. And one way that we can look at this is that if you see these employer surveys and feedbacks, they have constantly ranked our graduates as being the best in Singapore. Now, of course, we have to revise our curriculum to meet the needs of the industry. And one challenge in Singapore for civil engineering is that we have to be mindful of this manpower and also on the supply of raw materials. So in response to that, we have to come up with constructions, sequence and structures that are more efficient. So one way to address that is that in our program, we have now come up with these specializations in digital transformation, specialization and digitalizations in the urban infrastructure. So this is the only specialization program in Singapore that trains our civil engineering students on data acquisitions, data analytics, and also on the digital management, so that when they graduate from the civil engineering programs, they'll be well equipped to lead the next wave of digital transformations in the industry.
Thank you, Prof. Po. I'm sure the students will be very excited to know more about the digitalization of the infrastructure, urban infrastructure. So second question for Prof. Chew. Yes. So how do I know I'm suitable for civil engineering?
Oh, civil engineering is suitable for anybody that are willing to learn, willing to come into this exciting area. Can I add on to what Prof. Po have just said? What make our NUS program special, so that you will be suitable to come for our civil engineering program? You see, just very much like the food that you eat. A good food will need what? Healthy, fresh, good ingredients, and you also need good cook, isn't it? Yes. So I was proud to say that NUS Civil Engineering Department, we have excellent content, as Propo and my colleague Badan have just mentioned, excellent content, and we have excellent world-class facilities, including physical laboratory facilities. Some of those facilities are only available in, we are the only one available, that have it in Southeast Asia, right? And we're still developing some more new ones. And we have a super computation power, right? Civil engineering also do digitization, also do computer IT stuff. Exciting. So these are hardware, but you need good code. I'm proud to say that in Civil Engineering Department and US, we are one of the best group of professors, my colleagues. They're all well trained. They're all not only qualified technically, but also willing to interact with the students to cultivate the student potential. And by the way, I should also mention that some of my colleagues are very well sought after in the government agency, in the consulting work, in the contractor. So our content, not only very theoretical based, but also practical oriented, that we're going to help the student to be able to develop the ability to solve the real life practical problem. So those are hardware and software professor. But finally, I should add the last part. You need good students. You need, when you walk into a restaurant, you need to have a good mood to enjoy the food, isn't it? All right. So I'm proud to say that NUS student, you see, you are surrounded with all the good and active, willing to learn, serious kind of students. With that, among your peers, I'm sure your learning experience will be excellent. So don't worry about your background. As long as you have an adequate background, which if NUS can admit you in the department, means that you have sufficient technical background, you can excel, you can grow, and you can develop, and you can be trained, and you can graduate in Department of Civil Engineering NUS. Wow. So, Why you think you can graduate?
Yeah. I hope I fall into the category of good student.
Okay, so this is the end of our live chat session, but we're always open to having more inquiries and any more inquiries that you have on NUS Civil Engineering. You can continue to reach us by email, telegram, or the phone number on the screen. So we hope that, thank you for participating here, and we hope to see you here next year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Civil engineers of NUS. Plan. Design. And create the world around us. Superhighways to connect us. Iconic skyscrapers to define our skyline. Smart systems to sustain us. Coastal infrastructure to protect us from climate change. Join us and experience the journey of discovery. Enjoy the close mentorship from world-class educators. Build a better world for tomorrow. Welcome to NUS Civil and Environmental Engineering. Be the 21st century leaders who will build a sustainable future for Singapore.